Okay, Clifford, your background is very loud. Say, please, can you?
Yeah, you have to.
But okay now.
You still need to do a little bit of adjustment.
But my mic is off. So I don't think that I mean.
Okay, I come here very far to see. Probably is I.
I still have a very terrible background.
Yes, I come here. I'm going to mute. I'm going to mute them. I'm trying to make them from here. See. Yes, yes, see. Okay. Jerry,
Yeah?
it's on my Facebook. I try so. Just give me 1 minute. Let me share you on my Facebook. I will enter like in a few minutes, please. Just give me a few minutes. Let me share this. Well, okay, welcome. Joe, can you hear me?
Right?
Joe, can you hear me?
Sure.
Joe, can you hear me? Hello?
Man, mic is off. I think your mic is off. We're not hearing you.
I don't know. Let me see.
Man, you are using earpiece.
You getting me now?
Yeah, I think much better. We are getting you.
Okay, definitely. Happy for that.
How are you, my brother?
I'm very good, and you?
Thank God. Happy New Year.
And wish you the same. Congratulations again.
Oh,
Ah,
thank you.
I should say again, sir, because I didn't say it first. But congratulations to you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I read everything Ralph wrote about you, and I read it, and it is good. I appreciate it's someone Raji to have gone that far.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
To achieve 2 master degree is not a small thing. Congratulations to you.
Oh,
Making
yeah.
Okay, gentlemen.
yeah.
Gentlemen, we are about to start this live broadcast. We are already on Facebook. It has been shared on Facebook and on YouTube. So if you go on my page and you go to the Reward G Media place, you'll see the live broadcast. So we are happy to have with us today uh, Mr. Jerry Nyepan. Mr. Jerry Nyepan is a proud son of Reward G and a very dedicated servant who are being engaged with activities in the county, making sure that he is part and parcel of every activity that have a positive impact, on our people there. So we are happy to have with us tonight, Mr. Nyepan. Mr. Nyepan is a graduate of the African Methodist Episcopal Zion University and hold a BA, which is a bachelor degree in political science, and also obtained a master of public administration from the Ghana Institute of Public Administration with distinction. He also hold a master in public policy development from the University of Korea, specialized in sustainable development. We served him an invitation there yesterday, and he said, Ralph, even if you want me tonight or today, I will make myself available. We will be hearing from Mr. Nyepan about what we can do as a county to move forward in terms of development issues. We believe that development is strictly on policy. Good policy will give us good results. So if we have good policy makers, these policies are the one that can be implemented to give all the needed result that we want. But if we don't have the rightful policy put into place, we will not have what we need. So Mr. Nyepan will give us some overview, and then we will go into the program of a discussion. So Jobo, do you have something to say before we can proceed?
Well, nothing much, but to just congratulate the brother again. So just continue congratulating him because I heard the name before, though I've not met him personally, and I don't know him. I've heard him before, and one other one other big brother too. I think he's in government. He's in government. Actually, he won a campaign team of CDC recently, and then one of the studio discussing. Hey, I they call him say.
Okay, so we will get to
Yeah,
that later. So let's
I
go
forgot
into
his name,
our.
but I just want to appreciate them for their stand and how far they are going. You know, education still John. That's all.
Okay, thanks so much. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Mr. Man, do you have something to say before we can move on?
Well, Jerry Nyepan want to say welcome to this noble forum. This is where we discuss issues that are paramount to River G County. We want to say you are welcome, Kagutua. Aye, no welcome, Felejo.
Happy just what I do.
Okay.
I know you want to open global class here again. That man learning Korean now. You forget what global.
My Anna, you say welcome, mama.
Thank you, my brother.
Mr. Bruce, can you hear us?
I can hear you clearly. I can hear you.
Okay, welcome, Mr. Bro. I'm happy that you are with us tonight. Mr. Bro is a proud son of River G County. He currently lives in Grand Juliet, Zoigu, and he close to the county, even as we speak to him now, he reading the map from the county. So we are happy that you are with us tonight.
It is a pleasure to meet my brothers on this special show tonight. I've been following this show, but to be a part tonight, I'm very much proud. And let me say thank you so much for introducing such an idea that will bring growth and development for our county. It is where we come from. And the people of that area, the younger generation, depends on us. The way we're going to see it, the way we're going to work to make our county better is in our hands. So it's a pleasure for me being part tonight. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So just an overview before we can give Mr. Nyepan the time. Since 2018, there was a county sitting in Fishtown, and since then, there have been no county sitting up to this time. We continue to ask questions as to why that the county authority have not been able to call for a county sitting. We know that a county sitting is a way of discussing development issues, how resources allocated for the county can be used, where the citizen will have the opportunity to voice out and to raise their concern on issue they think. So the issue of the county development from a county setting is a way of making the people and including the people in decisions making, for the people to have the power to make a determination of their development policy and development agenda and how they want to use their little resources that will be allocated to them through the national budget. So the county certainly play a very key role in the development process of our county. But we have been having series of county sittings from 2008, 2009, 2010, up to 2017. And every time we go to county sitting, there will be money allocated for this project, for another project, for this project, and sometimes we don't see the impact of this allocation. Yesterday, it was so disheartening to have heard from Councillor Wissel that we hosted yesterday that told us that money was allocated to build the Rivergy Sacred Court. And we all know all of the county has Sacred Court that was money allocated. For 7 years, Rivergy Sacred Court have not been built, and the people we are operating from a continuum owned by Omeo, by United Nations Quick Impact Project. So our Sacred Court now is operating in a continuum. Can you imagine that? For 7 years, all of the counties have a Sacred Court unless Rivergy. We want to know what has happened, what is responsible that up to now our Sacred Court has not been built. So we want to turn the time over to Jerry. But before we turn the time over to Jerry, I just want to read to you the PMC report and some of the projects, unfinished project in the county. Even though you just came from the county recently, I know that you visited some of the project, the guest house and other projects. So we have the Nyemah administrative building was awarded to the Faith Development and Construction Agency, and the project cost is 45,000 United States dollars. In September 11, 2015, amount pay was 18,000 to start the project. $16,000 were $18,144 was paid with check number 200020251, Faith Development Construction Company, and 60% was paid. Up to now, the project has not been completed. We don't know what happened to this project. So we have series of project, unfinished project, series of unfinished project just landed, including the guest house. We want to hear from our brother Jerry Nyepan what he thinks is responsible for all of these projects not being finished, and what can we do as a county to move forward. Thank you, Mr. Nyepan. Welcome.
Okay, thank you. It's a wonderful time. Happy New Year to all of us that we were able to reach the time 2021, and those that did not reach, we are not better than them. But to come quickly to the issue, we around 21 years since our establishment in 2000, I think on the 16th of March, corrected. And there are a lot of issues. We have like 12 years under Madam President, former President, Sirleaf government, and then now we have gone 3 years in this current administration. Let me say this. I have not heard of any strategic development plan. Because for River G to develop, or any county or any country as a matter of fact, but taking it from a deductive standpoint, I strongly believe that the first thing we need to do as a county, we need to know exactly what we want to do. We need to prioritize our priorities, and what's informed that is a development plan. We need a team of professionals that will help under the supervision of the county legislative caucus, the administrative heads of the county, with representation from major stakeholders. I mean, even the diaspora Liberians can have representation. Because if you consummate a kind of document that will inform what we want to do as a county, and then we'll follow that. Because whether you have a 10 years or 15 years or 20 years, strategic development plan that will be very reflective of all of our concerns, be it agriculture, be it hair, be it issue. But I mean, to the best of my collection, I'm not aware of any development plan. And if there is development plan, whether we are following that, I think we need to first of all come together and develop that plan. It is that plan that will tell us that in the next 15 years, this is where River G have to be. Whether you have a development fund or not, you can still find means as a county, because once you are looking at a specific document, besides your individual, political agenda as a lawmaker from the district, you will always be guided by that instrument. But until we can get that kind of document that will inform all of our development programs, we will always experience these things. And then what you need to do, in my mind, is you need to first of all spark out the professionals. Take for example, if you want to build like a development plan and you want to always have people that preside over development meetings, there should be experts. There should be people who understand. The selection of our project management committee, I mean, it's something that have contributed to many of the problems we experience, whether dishonesty, people who can easily be used. Because if you get professional people who develop a plan, who on the project management, because to manage projects, we are talking about the people money. We're not talking about money from individual pockets. We're not talking about people's birthday party. We are discussing money allotted to the county either through the county development fund or social development fund and extended resources coming from other friends and friendly governments and all of that, or maybe from the president, national priority projects and all of that. So the selection of these people, you can get people. I mean, for me, I think that from time to time the project management committee lack the capacity to even discuss development issues. So when you cut that kind of plan and you look at the issue that have to do with who serve on the project management committee, and this can be championed by members of the legislative caucus in the very united front and that of the administrative leaders of the county. Because if all of us claim that we love River G, it's not about who is in power at the moment. Some of our brothers and sisters that are in the United States, they take money and say, we want to do that. But if you have a development plan, say, look, we understand you want to do this, but I think we have a plan to do this if we get money. So as soon as you get money, you get that process, you get our resources directed to that identical project. How to prioritize some of our issues? Because if you have that plan, take for instance, what is the most important thing right now in our county? I can remember back in the 90s, people were not focusing on bringing the 80s, 90s, bringing rest from Monrovia. They were thinking about bringing maybe these things that cannot be produced, like chicken soup, things. So people didn't used to worry about bringing food from the interior. So if we decide to say, okay, in the next 5 years or in the next 2-3 years, we want to connect major roads in River G. You look at the 3 electoral districts, say, well, let's look at this other road. Let's spend some money. 200,000 when we used to get it, it's a lot of money. It's not about going to select projects that maybe may give you kickbacks or that you think. It's about what the county development plan says. If we say that we'll do road connectivity in this budget year, if you connect all of the roads, you are giving room to farming. You are supporting agriculture. You are making sure that you are supporting help delivery services. Because when people have access to road, it means you have given them almost all. So whatever, education is another component. So with all of these things, I can tell you, my dear brother, until we can come together as a country and get united, both our political and administrative leaders should understand, and we, the professional young people, should know exactly that it is important that we come together and let our leaders know that in order to make progress, we should be guided by something. Any party that comes to power in whatever democratic country, they have a manifesto. Why do you think we can hold the Ellen government what she said she was going to do? Because everyone will come to political power say, I believe in this. I want to do this. But if you have a county plan, that gentlemen, this is our county plan. We say by this time, we're going to do this. Even though you can have a legislative project and go ahead with whatever you want to do it, but any money that bears the name of the county, we can decide in consultation with our major stakeholders, taking the participatory governance approach. I think it's very important. It's very key. Because if we don't have an agenda, you always have, because you will not get people who have no idea about development, crafting development policy, no, or crafting development plan. So it will also do away with the syndrome of electing somebody who, whether they properly graduated from high school and understand what they mean by projects, how to manage projects. What are those things? I mean, even though we may not have huge capacity, I mean, young people that have the capacity, but I can proudly say too, we have young people that when they sit together and carve a document endorsed by the county, I think we're going to make progress. But in the absence of that, I say to you, fellow Rivergians, that we are still on the wrong trajectory. The patronage system. 2-3 persons will just jump on and say, we have a resolution. Because we don't have a plan, that's why every now and then we spend millions of dollars, United States dollars, on commissioner compound. I mean, non-priority projects. How we prefer build a commissioner compound to young people having access to education, to inviting people that are professional to get them well paid so that they can build the capacity of our young people in the county. Where in this world you prefer renovating commissioner compound with $60,000 when young people at our various high schools in the county can barely make it at the worst? Where in this world you say for people to have farm to market road? Take for instance, if we had a plan, Chico is constructing the road there. I mean, you just need something to tap them up, and then they face major roads in the county. Look at the Potupo road. Look at the Tiempo road.
Yes, you are correct. Yes, that's some very major
If
stuff.
you have a plan, how much does it take the county? You see the road coming from Harper almost in Fishtown. It's in Fishtown. So going inside Potupo, going inside Tiempo, I mean the major roads, we can sit and say, look, we agree that because farm to market road is very essential. So let's negotiate. Let's take some money, leave the commissioner compound, and have road connectivities so that our people can have access to the market. That must be informed by our development plan. How do we encourage? We have the structure there in FaceTime about education, but follow the wire resort or the wires as it is called now. Human capacity building is very key to development. No county, no country have ever made progress with low human capital. So basic thing. Sometimes I get astonished if people take money that belong to the county that's supposed to be directed to specific areas. How long does it take you to have an independent sport committee at all times? You can change them anytime. As we go to county meet right now, people will have resolution that, oh yeah, we take sometimes $30,000 from out of the development fund. That's a waste of money. If you have independent sport committee that is reflected geographically in the county, you don't have to, because they will be on an obligation to raise resources that will fund our county team, and not to take serious development money when a woman way in Pelican cannot have clinic, when a woman way inside, I know Mama Ken or wherever cannot have access. How do we select our development projects? The only way we have the voice to speak, we need to call for a strategic development plan. And in that plan, we're going to know exactly what we're going to prioritize. Trust me, if we sit down together, good minds, nobody will say we should go build commissioner compound. But because, excuse me, people want to eat money, people want to misapply money. So projects that are not beneficial, that will not bring any economic benefit to the county, are the projects they are prioritizing. Because those that even serve or are serving on the project management committee are very dishonest and they have no idea, so they serve at the incentives of those that selected them to whatever projects. This is where sometimes I found on members of the legislative caucus, regardless of the individual manifesto, we have one agenda. And that agenda is River G. That agenda is River G. If we must ask for help anywhere, what comes to us as a county? What are we doing this to ourselves, by the way? So development is about making the people happy. According to Gideon Narari of Tanzania, it's something that we need to sit and have a development conference. Having professionals together serving the project management committee is not only about monies coming from the county development fund. People that will be able to write proposals on priority projects for the county, looking at capacity issues, building the capacity, because we have this unity. You notice that some members of the caucus are saying, why do you think development will be No, development should be we. It should be the people. So these are basic things that we can, until, my dear brother, we can decide that let's have a sober reflection. Let's have individual introspective analysis and have a generic retrospective analysis about how development can go to our county. We need to have a plan, and it is that plan that you ask a lawmaker, you ask a political leader that, Lord, we had a conference, and then we said that this is what we're going to do. We said, if we had this money, this is what we're going to do. And then with that, you can have a voice that, no, we did not agree on this. And we are not going to encourage a sandwich process, because we have professional lawyers, we have professional development people, we have public sector managers, we have a lot of people in different disciplines, financial experts. River G, we don't have much educated people, but I can tell you, the number we have, we can make use of them. But I don't know if it's because of politics or because of dishonesty. We can still do better. This is 2021. So for me, as a student of development studies, I say to you, number one thing, you must have a plan. Today, the Millennium Development Goal has been changed to Sustainable Development Goals. No one is after primary education mass enrollment. They are saying, well, quality education. And they said, no hunger. Why are we doing this? We're talking about quality education. How the education will be quality if the people cannot get paid teacher. It cannot get, where in this world, I can't imagine that you will take 40, 50, 60,000 naira to go renovate a commissioner compound that have no future benefit for the county. He can be to where he is. We help, he or she is. We help strengthen our education system. Look at the health system. Many people don't have access to health. So all these things, we can discuss them. We can go on the table. Let's put our individual differences aside and come together. Looking at projects, these things, until we can understand, my dear brother, that we need to make sure we have a strategic plan. If we have a strategic plan, every other thing will follow. Whether education is a number one priority, farm to market road, we can do it better. How then Chico will sit there busting our rocks? If you ask them today what happened, somebody told me the last time that Chico built a house for the superintendent in Fishtown. I don't know how authentic is that. Should we build a house for the superintendent and then leave the road going inside Potupo when you are busting their rocks? What kind of people we talking about here? So, is there a
Yes.
form of development? The people
Yeah.
should benefit. You are busting the rocks, making cement out of it. It was not part of the contract. If you go dig down into that contract coming from Harper, it was not in it. They decided
But they
that
are
they will have
benefiting from the resources. They are using the resources to implement the project, and the people supposed to benefit from these
definitely.
things.
You can be busting the people rocks. You can be using this thing, making cross rock and other things, even though it will benefit us. But then we need to make sure that our citizens have benefit. Why will you take almost close to $100,000? You say you're bidding something that belongs to an individual. So if we have a county development plan, nobody will joke with Raji. And we, the
Okay.
professionals, need to come
Yeah.
together the name.
Okay, Jerry. Jerry Nyepan, thank you so much for the lengthy uh, discussion on what we need to do as a county. The issue of the county development fund, the way and manner in which county, the resources allocated to the county have been handled over the years is so troubling, and we think that there's a need to change the way in which we are being handling the county development agenda. So, what do you think? Maybe we can start asking questions now. You can start to address specific questions, then you can have your concluding statement. You know.
Okay.
So, my question will be, I let me I let me add. So my question is, the county development fund is a way of making the people of the county to get involved into development issue. That is, the people should have voice to determine what they want, what is good for them. So the selection of the PMC, the project management committee, is done by the people through vote. That is, uh, there will be a representation from each group: the traditional people, the women group, the youth, the disabled people, the county legislative caucus, the local authority, and then there will be an election here. That election will give birth to the project management committee responsible. But the project management committee is only responsible to making sure that disbursement is made and there's a follow-up on the project. And they are the one responsible to make disbursement and to make a follow-up and to make a report as to the status of this project. So they have a very limited role. They do not make the policy. The policy is determined at the county setting. So if you have the traditional chief coming, the commission is coming to defend his side that they should build commission compound or they should buy motorbike for all of the commissions. The youth representation the youth representation is also coming to defend the youth side, that like what happened in Webo Konoken in 2015 when we had there was a county sitting that I was part of. And then the youth representative, the president of the youth, said that the youth needed motorbikes. So they needed to purchase about 10 motorbikes for the 10 administrative districts in Webo G to have youth. All of the presidents of this district should have motorbike to be able to move around. So we're asking how important, that other, project was currently when we have a lot of young people out of high school, they cannot go to school, they cannot go to university. So that is a way and manner in which the project community. So we don't have a technical team that can sit on the table and make the kind of decisions. So you take, for
Yeah,
example, a
that's
traditional
why,
chief. Yeah, a
yeah,
traditional
that's
chief
why
who
I
came from
said, that's why
Jakarta.
I said, Ralph.
Mm-hmm,
Ralph, you come to that point.
mm-hmm,
Look, let me say this. First of all, we have people at the legislature that are very educated. Representative Dobo, Senator Wissel. Now we have Jonathan Bota Sogwe, Senator elect. We have Ellis Paul. We have Francis Young. Look, if all the people really love the county, we should not limit the role of the project management committee, who is appointed as a project planner. Do you think that role is an ordinary role? You think those are put it in a law, they will have project planner? Those are planned projects. Do you know what project planning is? It goes beyond just selecting commissioner compound and making people the buy. You see how irrational it is, by the way, to even say we should buy motorbike for heads of 10 administrative districts. How does that? What's the economic return? Look, let me tell you, any investment that is done in a county on a national level, there must be what we call the cost benefit analysis. Who's supposed to do that? The project management team in collaboration with the planning office of the county. Because before you put your money somewhere, you need to understand how much it will cost you. And you need to match the benefit with the cost. And then you know the economic returns. Because any other thing is like in a county, what we focus more on political returns, even if it's national. It's in our country and in some many regions in our in Africa. People focus on political return as compared to economic return. And any county or any country that focuses on, or its leaders focuses on political returns, then economic return, and therefore the citizen will continue to live in abject poverty. What analysis or which analysis was done to say let's buy motorbike? Because somebody just want to take money and eat it. Somebody just want to take money. Do you think we'll have serious development plan until we put something there called buying motorbike for 10 administrative people or whatever? It's not going to work. We need to prioritize our priorities. The reason why people laugh at us sometimes as a county is because we joke too much with serious matters. I attended one county sitting in Kanwiken where some of these people just selected some commissioner, threaten them, say if you don't agree to this, look, we can set, if you have a professional team at the county level, everyone open their heart and say, look, this is a void of politics. Where professional teams sit down and say, look, you cannot have a project planner who just get a man high school degree. No, you can't do that to the county. It means that you are not ready to even go ahead. I'm not disrespecting our colleagues who may not have had the opportunity to go to school, but also we can work with them. There are specific roles. You can get project planning, you can get project management team, all people incompetent, serve at the whims and caprices of certain individuals because they want some money. You really think we want to make progress? If we want to make progress, my dear brother, these are basic things. That's why I said, don't address the symptom, address the problem. All the projects you see, oh, big commissioner company, bad motorbike, bro, these are the symptoms and these are the results of bad planning. If we have good planning, where the team will be given the opportunity to plan and say, look, we think we will do this is what we can do. I mean, how long will it take you? You can even have a county scholarship committee.
Yeah,
Scholarship.
so Jerry, we come into that because we have a very strong interest in education sector of our country and in our country as well, and also the health issues. So we want you to discuss that systematically, to discuss the issue of education, and then you discuss the issue of the health issue in a county. So let's say, for example, there's a county scholarship or financial aid that's been given to students from the county. And we have not seen the impact of this particular benefit given to students. Let's say, for example, we have particularly quarantine where there's no instructors. So ridiculous lack of instructor. We go to camp weekend, we face the same problem. We only have two high schools in the country, and the two high schools are suffering from instructor. That even some lawmakers, for some political reason, will even say that they take instructor there, and after 2 months, two instructor, you don't hear about them. So how can we handle this issue of the county financial aid? How can it be handled? How can it be access to the county? How can it benefit the county? Because I believe that many of us are receive financial aid from the county, graduated but cannot return home or cannot serve uh, in the county. How do you
Yeah,
make
but,
of this?
but listen to this. What we can do, that's why I said I kept talking about plan. Education is number one, whether you like it or not. The problem of not having people in the county, we are the one who created it. If you must have people going to the county, you need to, besides what government gave them. And that individual lawmaker will say, I take money, I give people. No. These are places that you can take county money, the social development fund that we have, and other funding that could come from other places to say, this is what we want to do. You give those people extra stipend. My people, let's sign a 2-3 years contract. You please come ahead. Because if you have qualified teachers that will not be compromising, they will set the basis. Even when you send 10% to us, if all of them pass, the county benefit. But you send 100, then 199 fail. 99 fail. No. So you take money, address the issue of housing, address the issue of giving them extra stipend that will motivate them. And secondly, you talk about scholarship, financial aid. Look, the county, the same way I talk about the independent sports committee, we need to have a county scholarship committee. I'm not talking about individual lawmakers, personal stuff. Even it's a waste of time that national government will take money and put it in individual stuff and give it to personal lawmakers and say, I do listing. That's not going to help you. It's not going to help you anyway. We are concerned about those at the university level. We are concerned mainly too about those that are in the country that need to come out. There are future leaders that are there. There are people that we need to take care of. Even though we need to pay people school fee at the University of Liberia, individual lawmakers can handle that. But the county can sit through the project management committee and the planning office that look, this is what we're going to do over the period of time. We can attract Google people to come to our county, to come and help to teach. And then you have to personally take care of people who sacrifice to go to the county. Because there are a lot of immunity. Besides, because nationally, there are issues with, like I listened to Representative Dopo, he was complaining concerning people approving $1 million, chairs not going to up. These are basic things that you can easily write projects for. If you have a good project management committee, a good planning office, they can do project proposals. Why, if you have a county agenda, you can sell the agenda. That this is what we want to do, but we have challenge. National government cannot do this. National government said they have limitation in doing this. So we, the county, through the various projects, we can say, okay, we want to take care of these professional people to come and help to teach in the sciences, English and other places. Our dying young people who want to go to school, but they don't have the qualified teachers. Some people go
Okay.
to elementary school, go to other places.
Thanks so much, Jared. Thanks so much for this. We would like to hear from. We can take questions. From any comment or question.
Hello?
Oh, Nyepan.
Yes.
Yeah, bro.
Okay.
Someone just texted me on the phone. They said for the past 5 years, there is no complete project in terms of government project for our county money. There is no project that have been completed that even reach root level for the past 5 years. I don't know how true it is.
Well, you experience all of these things because even when we have budgetary challenges from national level, with all the bureaucracy, people take money and do different things. But if you have a strong county planning team, you have a project management team that will have a mandate to always look out to the various sectors that we prioritize. Whether we have money from national government, I know which is a very huge, you can make a case. But with the high level of division among some members, I know they are united now, they are doing well. We have to come together as brains, as professional young people. Let us take politics out of all of this. Let's take politics out. Let's look at the county. Let's look at those children that are there that cannot even have a copybook to go to school. Not everything will come from the county budget. We need some infrastructure development. Look at where the city hall is. Is that a city hall that we should be boasting of as a county? What are we doing? If guests go to River G right now to say we have guests, like president visit the county, you want to go up there to that radio station and stuff? Should that be the case? We need to identify those areas that we can put our money. We cannot just say that money go back, back. Project may not go up, but if the level of team, people are investing government money, they're doing all kinds of things, so you don't expect people just there. If you appoint people, I'm not disrespecting anybody, but no one understand whatever they are just there. Members of the project management team are just there to get money and serve at the way and pleasure of those that influence our election. We can set the base, say, look, this is what we want to do, and this is what good for our country. I mean, then you have a voice to speak. Right now, who do you hold? Why do you point? We have a scattered agenda. And any country that have a scattered agenda, you'll be, training this, dangerous trajectory.
Okay, Jared, thank you. We have just few minutes to go because this program was for 1 hour and we have 53 minutes gone. So we have just few minutes to end the program. We would like to have you again on this program to give us more details on some of those things. But due to time, we will just take few questions or comment and then we can ask you for your closing statement. So any comment?
I just want to make a brief comment.
Okay, so let's wait for your comment. Let's take questions, then we'll end with comment.
Okay.
Yes. So let's take Bruce. Bruce, do you have a question?
Hey, bro.
Okay. If he doesn't have a question, then
if you say I should get to ask the question, then I can go ahead.
Yes, you can ask your question.
I have a question, a comment.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nyepan, for the liberation. Yeah, let me start with a comment. I mean, the question. Mr. Nyepan, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Now, with all these analysis being made tonight, just understanding the challenges and progress so far you have outlined for our county. The question goes back again is that what plan do you have as one of the youngest of our county to be able to mobilize brains of your peer to be able to put forth these challenges or these progress leaders so that they can start to work on it to have a better River G County. What plan do you have as an individual?
Well,
Do you get my question?
Yeah, yes, he will respond. He will respond.
yeah, I got your question.
Okay, thank you. So I can go to the comment or he can address the question. Okay.
So one of the ways is what we are discussing right now. The way we're having the friendly exchanges is very key. And secondly, we need to like put politics aside. We can reach out to some professional young people and talking, all of us, put the capacity and reach out. We can reach out. We have the Kukuyon Winter, we have Bishop Doe, we have Assistant Minister Square. I mean, you can go on and name many. There are many of us that have some level of education. We can reach out, share the idea, engage our representatives, the people's deputies, talk to them. Because we now have the privilege to have gotten some level of education. So we need to get back to them. We can reach out. If it calls for all the sacrifice and say, look, for me, I'm in Korea at the moment. Maybe at the end of the year or somewhere time, I can return to the country anytime and tell you that, look, my people, we can work for the county. We have open mind. But people who feel that everything should be them. And our lawmakers, I know some of them will follow the show. We have to talk to them, but it reach a point that we can have open mind and open discussion. Maybe some of them will be seeing it from a political spectrum and all of that, but we will be talking the county. We can encourage professionals to come together. Let's see. The other day we had a discussion with one blow and all of that. How we could use sport to unite our people. Everything a sport committee doing whatever, River G, county team, and again, all of these things. How can we do? It's not one man idea because I believe in participatory governance. So yes, my dear brother, we've been reaching out, been having discussions. If you ask William Bishop, they will tell you. If you ask Anthony Wulater, he will let you know. Ask one, I can go on naming even. I mean, there's so many of them. I can't memorize all of their names right now. We've been engaging each other. Even Dua Bowen and other people have been talking. And help these people because if you listen to Bassa, people don't joke. If you want to do with the step you, if you want to do this one, we can compare them through a professional means, not through any radical approach. But we can say, look, it's about time that we do this thing.
Okay.
And then we can make everybody to get our attention.
Okay. Then, Mr. Nyepan, we have limited time. So Bruce, is that your last question, or you have another question before your comment? We will take comment
No,
last. We want question first.
I want to come with a comment now. So if comment time is not reaches us, this person can go ahead.
Okay, we'll take your comment later. So
I have a comment.
Do you have a question?
Okay. Yes, I do have a question though. I have two, and the first one they all been asked by the brother Deb Brooks. But then Mr. Nyemah, my question to you is that with all this I listen to your analysis and all your explanation, your deliberation. I just want to know as to whether you have shared this with our county leaders.
Well, I mean, we've had some pocket side discussions about that. There are a few of them that we had discussion. Even the last time I have not discussed it in detail. We were still consolidating. I don't want it to be a hasty kind of, even though it's imperative, I will do it urgently. But what we thought we could do is, first of all, to get the people together, discuss and have a simple agenda and call a meeting and tell the country what we want to do. I don't know, you yourself too. Your suggestion is needed in this respect. How do you think we can go about it? Because we have to engage each other first and know exactly that, look, gentlemen, the trajectory on which our country going is not fair. So let's meet our people and tell them exactly what we want to do. You cannot go on a divided front without getting a position. But if you have a position, then of course you can say, look, gentlemen, these are things we want to do. You can remember in 2012, I proposed the All Refugee Youth Conference, but because of challenges, it did not take place. Because bringing the young people together, there's so many programs, right, to play and other things. And I mean, I think that we can sit down and make impact. We can shape the development agenda of our country. We can decide that we need to have an agenda that everybody will be answerable to. If you not follow the agenda, we will make sure even at the president level, we can undermine you and we can do whatever may to issue injunction on many issues and find different approaches so our people can benefit. Our people deserve better.
Okay. So, Robert, that's your question. Are you done? Then we can take the comment. So we start with Bro. Bro, you can make your comment.
Yeah, again, I highly appreciate this show, and I hope and pray that I'll always be a part for ideas sharing and also for education because I'm learning new things tonight. Let me go straight there to the point. The issue of this local leadership uh, is a serious issue within the republic, particularly in our county. Presidential appointees are people who always appointed that are not in the interest of our own people. What we call party line is what people follow in the republic, and it's actually affecting our development or growth within every county within the republic, particularly looking at River G. Our brother mentioned about somebody is being appointed as a project planner who just a high school graduate. That is a complete mess for our country and for our county. And that only goes to the issue of project planner, but also the superintendent, because the superintendent is the head of all the local leadership within the county. So it, once the superintendent does not have the qualification of developmental minds, that county become a deadlocked county. And so in the selection process of county development, county sitting, the superintendent posted the responsibility to every commissioners of each district. And the commissioners does his or her selection and decide to take people of their own interest. So at the end, when they meet at the county sitting, they have nothing else to discuss but rather their self-interest. So I think while we are hoping for River G to have the next county sitting, why it is true that it is president interest of appointees that are there as local leadership down to from the superintendent downward to whoever that have authorities within the local leadership, that there be a specific engagement like what our brother had mentioned, that if we know that they are about to have their county sitting, the county sitting, then of course we young people have to gather ourselves to have a specific resolution that will be able to benefit our county instead of looking up to them that will just bring issue of no development, and at the end we'll start to struggle for years. So this is my comment. I want to say again, thank you, and I hope to always be part of this show.
Okay, yeah, JD, you can come up with your comment, then we can close. I think Jerry will join us shortly. Yeah.
Okay, yes, I appreciate Brother Nyepan for explaining the elaboration on every sector. And one thing is question that actually been on my mind since I've been coming up. I've been thinking about it. His question it really touched me just now. That is that to make sure that you incorporate other teachers, like what he said, build a teacher compound, give them more incentive from the county cover that they can go back home and teach our young people. Yeah, I've been thinking about it already, and it really touched me. But nothing more, but yeah, appreciate it and make sure that he be able to come back on the platform again to inform us on what in his mind that he can share with us and we can share with other people, and that's good. And as I said previously to you, that brother that I just told you about, he has an issue because he wrote him as a friend of the community. He wrote today that disunity was in Europe. So when I seen yesterday why the disunity, he started sharing something with me. Now I said, okay, what I will do, I will add you to a platform that we can come and he can share your burning issue there too. So rather, I beg you, I want you also to just share the platform with him and see how best he can get connected.
Okay, so yeah, this platform is for all Rewardian, and
Yeah.
we are here to discuss burning issues in our country. So everyone is welcome to participate. And okay, just hold on, someone. Jerry is calling me. Probably he want to.
Hello?
Yeah, it's from your end. You gotta log in again. You have to log in again from your end. Hello? Yes, I say you have to log in again. It's from your end.
Let's see.
Okay, so gentlemen, sorry, Jerry dropped the line, and I have to call him to find out what really happened. But he tried to join us. So we just concluded the program was intended for 1 hour, and we are going 1 hour, 7 minutes. So it is time that we end the program. We want to say thanks to all of you for participating, and we're looking forward to having more discussion on this platform and discussing critical issues that we that we can all find a solution to the many problems in our country. We want to say thanks to Mr. Jerry Nyepan for the lengthy discussion and for giving all the roadmap, the way out that we as a county, we can find the best brain, we can find people of such mind for them to serve on our county development committee that will make a proper planning, which will benefit our people greatly. We have to change the course or direction in our country by giving emphasis to political interests, breaking people like my brother just said, commissions of certain interests will be called to county sitting, and then they will select people of certain interests, and then at the end of the day, the people are just brought for them to vote, but they have no idea of what they are doing. We need to change
Sure.
that. We need to find people that have the qualification and the expertise to make the change in our country. Until we can change from that, we will be moving forward. So we want to say thanks, and we're looking forward. We'll post another uh, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll host another person, another young man, either tomorrow again for the same development issue, which we think is very important. So we want to say
Thank
thanks,
you.
and thanks to our listener, thanks to all those who have been following us on Facebook, and your participation is needed, your contribution is needed. This is all about River G. This forum is it's not being sponsored by any politician. It's a way of us discussing issues and sharing views on what we can do as a county. So
Thank
tomorrow,
you.
as we all know, the county league is about to start, and Wayward G will be playing, will be going to Sino. I think Wayward G first game will be against Sino. So the team currently in Moravian will be picking up to go to Sino. So we would like to host the Ministry of Youth and Sport Youth Coordinator, who is also responsible for that, to give us detail on the preparation of our team and what is unfolding, what is Reward G preparation to be able to capture the cup. So we will be hosting Mr. Fania Setu, Anthony Setu, tomorrow to give an update on the preparation of the Reward G team. We want to say thanks and we hope, looking forward, that you participate tomorrow
To AG.
on this platform. We are learned that there's some challenges. The
To AG.
captain is facing serious challenges, financial difficulties, and other things that need serious support. So we want to know exactly. We want to hear from them and know how we can be helped and our citizens can be helped. So we want to say thanks to all of you and have a blessed night.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ralph. Thank you, Ralph. Thank you, Ralph. Thank you.